For 14 and a half years, Daria, Michio, and Hanna Marie worked among the Mende people to give them God's Word in their own language and teach them to read it. 13 September 2005, the Mende people could celebrate that the book was ready. Long before the dedication took place, the program was prepared, and it was encouraging to see people come from far and near to attend. Papua-New Guinea is located just north of Australia. One unique thing about this country is that there are more than 800 different languages. Mende is one of them, and it is spoken by around 5,700 people in the same area of Sundown Province. When we fly into the area, we see a lot of jungle. It is in this kind of environment the village of Mambu is located. The Mende people grow their own food, and they are self-sufficient. They grow various root crops, vegetables, and bananas. Nearly every day, they eat sago. Their houses are also built of materials from their own area of the jungle. The Mende people grow and sell vanilla and cocoa to get money. Around 2,500 to 3,000 people came for the dedication of the Mende New Testament. A member of Parliament, Andrew Kubakor, was a special guest. He was born in Same and speaks the language, so he was pleased when he heard school children singing the national anthem, which was translated into the Mende language. A box of New Testaments was carried into the arena by 4 expatriates, who handed it over to 4 Mende speakers. That symbolized that God's Word was brought to the Mende people by the white people. Daria Ika from Finland, Michio Nozawa from Japan, and Hanna Marie Hoel from Norway allocated in Same in September 1991 to work among the Mende people. There are many steps in the process of making the translation of a New Testament in an unwritten language a reality. Words are written down in a phonetic alphabet, and the sounds of the language are figured out. That can be a challenge if the 3 ladies in the team hear the sounds differently. Speech is recorded so one can listen and practice the pronunciation. The structure of the language is worked out. A way of writing the language also needs to be figured out. There is a lot of preliminary work before the actual translation can start. For translation and gathering information about the culture, Daria and Michio needed local co-workers. They went through the translated text many times with the translators and the village people. The final check was with a translation consultant. The Mende people did not know what the New Testament would look like until the dedication. The Big Father's Talk is the title of the book. The catechist read God's blessing upon the New Testament. Afterwards, one of the translators read from the New Testament also. It is by the grace of God that this book is a reality. During all the years the Mende team have been working in Same, they had support teams to help with practical things. In the village, they had helpful neighbors. It has not always been easy to work in such a cross-cultural context. One needs to be able to cooperate, adjust, be patient, respect each other, and much more. By God's grace and help, they moved step by step towards the goal. The Member of Parliament spoke, and there were greetings from Japan, Finland, and Norway. The headmaster of one of the schools in Same expressed a thank you on behalf of the schools for the Mende team's help with education. Presents made by students were presented. One student had drawn pictures of the three ladies in the Mende team. On the back of the pictures were miniature cultural items. Hanna Marie worked solely on literacy. She made reading materials and books, organized different kinds of reading classes, tested the students to see if they had learned something, conducted material production courses for elementary teachers, and taught them how to print on silk screens. Hanna Marie visited schools to see how the books were being used and where the needs for help were. Jim Tomlinson represented SIL's directorate and handed out certificates to the 5 translators who have been working with Tarja and Michio. There were many items on the program at the dedication. Here is a men's group singing a thank you song. Many boxes of New Testaments were carried in, and the whole Mende team hoped the sales would go well. Some paid for the New Testaments beforehand and came with their receipts to receive their books. Others paid cash on the dedication day. The translators had encouraged the people to buy New Testaments for every family member.
Good.
Many bought New Testaments, but it does not help much if the New Testaments are not read. It was encouraging to see that some tried to read their New Testaments straight away. But there are still many who don't know how to read. Therefore, literacy is still an important part of the language program. God's Word changes people. This man is telling about how, as a child, he was in darkness, but he was one of the first ones in Same who had the opportunity to go to school. There, he heard the gospel, and the light came into his life and changed him. Later in 2006, when the Mende team were leaving for good, some village people wanted them to plant coconuts as a memory of their living in Mambu. These coconuts will later become tall palms. In the same way, the Mende New Testament can bring a new start of spiritual growth, so the Mende people can become mature Christians.
Misambinga lersunga mendek nakwavri. Hako mashiani mbek mendek nakwambusir.
Luke 21, verse 33, Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will never pass away.